Well, a few years ago, I was in high school talking to some of my friends, and I remember hearing them talking about the McDonald's spicy chicken patty. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but I remember them saying how hot it was, how it made their faces red, how they were scrambling for the water. And in my mind, I was thinking, these freaking gringos? What's wrong with them? Well, it turns out I said it aloud. They all looked at me. Oh, Sam, you can't say that. You're not Mexican. What do you mean? Well, so I asked them, what do you think I am? You're Asian, right? No? Okay. Well, it really bothered me because I then thought about all the nights that I spent down in El Paso, Texas with my family. Those Friday nights when you had 30 people in the kitchen, people still coming home. The kids were running out in the sand, throwing ants at each other. The sun was just setting on the horizon and we were sweaty. Like we had sweat coming from our shirts, our feet were dirty. It was a mess. And I thought about how everybody was laughing and working together. And then I also thought about my dad's side of the family, which is white. You know, and okay, yeah, their side's a bit more tamed. I mean, we didn't have sand, we had grass. But it wasn't quite the same, you know? It was less people, it was a lot more quiet, a bit more formal. But it was still family, and there was still love. Well, I figured I'd dismiss the thought, and I'd just go tell my friend in my next class, who I knew was also Latina. And I was telling her what was happening, and she looked at me in a way I didn't expect. She said, I know exactly what you mean. And there was that fire in her eyes that said, I understand. And she said, it's because we aren't like those other Latinas here at our school. And that's all she had to say. Because I knew exactly what she meant. She was talking about those girls with the dramatic makeup, the curvy bodies that I didn't have. Thank you, Dad. She was talking about the way how they'd sass off the teachers all the time, but they weren't really known for being intelligent. And so my friends didn't see me fit into that stereotype, so why would they place me with that culture? They didn't see that culture, that culture could produce something else besides what they had already witnessed. And that made me really sad because I knew there was so much more to my culture than what they were seeing. But it also made me hopeful. It made me hopeful because I knew I could help break that stereotype. It made me see that I can show these people that there is something different that can come from this culture. And from that moment on, it made me realize I want to help break other stereotypes too, so people can go on with their day and not have to worry about people thinking that there's something because of their ethnicity or culture. I want them to realize that being Latino does not mean having a curvy body, walking around, being sassy all the time. It also means that we value family, community, and unity, and that we stick by each other even through the hardest of times. That's what I wanted people to see. I want people to embrace their own cultures, and not only how they were raised, but also embrace how they want to be. So that way, in the end, I don't have to look at somebody and think, they're this, they must act like that. I want to look at them and say, they're this, but they could be so much more. Thank you.